What's up, fam? It's been actually a long time since I posted anything on YouTube, but the reason why I'm changing to YouTube, or coming back to YouTube I should say, is there's so much that I've done and that I've seen that I want to share, that the platforms that I've been using just don't really give you the time to share the places that we've been and what we've done. And so yeah, I'm excited to be back on this platform and hopefully make more of an appearance and just share, more in depth of what we've done over the last couple of years. So I'm going to actually go back through a lot of our old footage and show you some of the hikes and adventures and car camping that we have done, and go into full detail about the places, just to give you a better description of what's there and what's available, and hopefully get you guys out and about. And if you don't get the chance to go out and about, you get to see what's there through my lens. So yeah, without further ado, I think I'm going to start right into our walk up Tuhua. So yesterday, hubby and I took the kids up to the summit of Mount Tor, which is on the west coast, which is where we live, and it's actually right out the back of my house. So the first part of this hike was quite easily. You just have to go through a bit of bush, which takes you up a old slip. It just goes directly up from there, and it is brutal, guys, like so brutal. There was so much slipping. I'm so proud of the kids. They got up to the first lookout. It took us about 50 minutes, and we stopped there, had a break for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we carried on to the next slog, which was up the whole entire way, and a lot of route climbing. It's quite similar to Mount Brown, this track actually, but it's I feel like it's a lot more gnarly. It is just very steep, to be fair. This track does not give up. And so then we got up to the second lookout, which looked all over our little township and over the lake, and it was really cool. It gave me a bit of heart palpitations because it sort of drops off on the edge there. And after that, we carried on climbing for another 20 minutes before we started dipping down into the saddle on Tuhua. And after that, it was actually quite a nice little reprieve going downhill. The up part was pretty good. It started to turn quite rocky, and I could imagine if it was wet, it would be very slippery. So we were really lucky to go on a very clear day. And when you sort of start heading up through the tussock land, through the tops, it's quite narrow up there, and thankfully it was a real no wind in the air whatsoever. So we were really fortunate for the weather. So we were able to carry over the tops nice and easy. And the views, the 360 views up there were just incredible. And there were a few false peaks. We thought, you get up there and then I already knew that that's not the top, but we kind of had to play it off to the kids, like, oh, maybe it's up there, and just to keep them motivated, because near the end they were getting a little bit off it. They did so well. And then we finally got to the last steep bit, which is quite real. It's actually really steep, and so you have to be very careful. Sorry, just excuse Winston and Willow here. They are just, as usual puppies do, fighting and making all sorts of noise. But yeah, so the last lot is quite steep. We do a bit of rock climbing to get to the very summit and up into the trig, and honestly, the views just mind-blowing, like absolutely insane. So this track is signposted 7 hours return. It took us 3 hours to get to the top, and we hung out up there for about half an hour, taking a look at photos and just had lunch and really just took in those views. Like I said, the views were just absolutely mind-blowing. And then we started making our way back down. So it was a brutal climb the whole way up. It was a brutal decline the whole entire way back down. Like this track is not for the faint-hearted. I'm pretty sure it's signposted hard. So just be very aware that this is not an easy trail at all. But if you're after those views, it's definitely not going to disappoint. Just make sure that your weather planning, it's clear, because it can be covered in low cloud quite a lot of the time, and the weather can come in quite quickly on the west coast and you'll lose all of those views. So definitely try and climb on a very clear day.
High-five, dude.
The whole entire trail took us 6 hours up and back, which was pretty cool. And I can definitely feel it in my legs. My calves and that are really sore. My hubby, he doesn't do a lot of hiking like what we do, so it was quite a shock to his poor system. He texted me this morning and said that his legs were absolutely buggered. So yeah, if you want to go check Mount Tuhua out, I highly recommend it if you're after those views. It is the brother to Mount Brown. Mount Brown is right next door to Tuhua, and that one's pretty gnarly as well. But I feel like Tuhua is actually a lot harder than Mount Brown. Correct me if I'm wrong, like I have done Mount Brown, but it has been a while. But I feel like Tuhua is a lot steeper. There's just more steepness to climb compared to Mount Brown. Mount Brown sort of like has a steep section and then it levels off a little bit, so it's not as bad. Don't get me wrong, Mount Brown's still hard. Like I will be sharing that one another time with you all. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. It's cool to be back on this platform. Like I said, it feels a lot better to be able to share what we really did and, you know, review the track for you and stuff like that, because I feel like what I was posting along TikTok as well as Instagram, it feels really rushed, and I feel like I'm missing the whole storytelling of our actual whole adventure. And yeah, so I hope this inspires you to get out and enjoy our beautiful country and explore more. And I'll see you next time. Bye.